Alright, welcome back guys. Obviously it's been a little bit. I've been doing a lot of college. Anyway, let's get to it. It's fall break, I'm gonna put a video out, and even though that the Apple event happened probably 3 weeks ago, that's not gonna stop me. It's not gonna stop me from talking about the iPhone. I also have a story to tell, but we'll talk about that later. Alright, iPhone 15. So obviously, because the Dynamic Island isn't a pro feature, the Dynamic Island is being featured on this device because it's not doesn't have Pro in the name. It's not the Pro Dynamic Island. It's just the Dynamic Island. So yes, the Dynamic Island is featured on this device. I still think the Dynamic Island is an interesting gimmicky piece of software, a part of the iPhone, but I mean, people could say otherwise. So there's also new colors, and honestly, let's talk about yellow, because yellow looks like urine. It literally looks like pee that comes, or like beer, something like that. But basically, they changed the new design, or they changed the back of it, so now it's a frosted back glass instead of a glossy kind of just normal glass feeling. It's kind of a frosted texture. I think this was also featured on the iPhone 11 Pro, and it was featured, I think it was 11 Pro and probably to the 13 Pro, I would say. I think they're actually still probably using it on the newer models. But yeah, my favorite color, because the colors are so unsaturated, I mean, the blue looks white, to be honest. Like, blue is so unsaturated that it looks like it's white. Green, or yeah, pink, I like the pink one. The pink one actually, like, it reminds me of the pink iPhone 13, but then it's also like a rose gold, maybe? Like, maybe you could consider it as like a rose gold. Black, obviously people love the midnight or the black, whatever they call it. Lime green, that one's interesting, but this one is my least favorite. Pea green, that just can't do it. Okay, so there are photos now. You can take your telephoto photos up to now 2x optical zoom. There is also an updated portrait mode that kind of, I think it would be considered as a little bit of a high res portrait mode. Like, it just works better. Portrait mode has always been like something that people use just because they want to blur out the background, or they just don't. Yeah, I don't really know why people use portrait mode. I'm gonna be honest. Yes, all-day battery life. I know all of y'all love that all-day battery life. It's got the A16 Bionic chip, which is the same A16 that was found in the iPhone 14 Pro models. So it's got that extra CPU. It's either a CPU or a GPU bump, but it's got that extra core, so it's not like the A16, or sorry, I think the iPhone 14s just had the A15, and then the iPhone 14 Pro's got the A16. So we're going to talk about that because Apple introduced the A17 Pro, which has almost great, like, has great performance when it comes to like MacBooks. Like, it can almost match the M1 MacBook Air on a single core level. Anyway, you're going to have 26 hours, or up to 26 hours of battery life and 20 hours of playback on this iPhone 15. Obviously, it's 75% recycled aluminum. Apple is going hard about that Mother Nature aluminum, and they are recycling it. And the Apple Watch Series 9, which we will talk about in a sec, has 100% recycled aluminum, and all Apple Watch bands are now being manufactured, old Apple Watch bands are being recycled, and then they are being manufactured into new Apple Watch bands. So another great step up. Yes, it has USB-C. No more of that lightning cord. I know everyone's going to miss lightning, but honestly, who really is going to miss lightning? It was slow. But see, it's like the average consumer just doesn't know anything about USB-C. Like they just know, yeah, it's a new port. I bet it like goes faster. But see, so Lightning, they're still using, for this new USB-C port, they're still using the same transfer speeds as Lightning. But on the Pro models, I believe it's 10 gigabit transfer speeds because you're going to be shooting 4K ProRes. So you're going to want like a better a better transfer speed. But see, it's like the average consumer, they won't care about that. No one knows, like the average consumer just doesn't care about that. And yes, there is still that same satellite connectivity feature where you can now contact AAA, basically anyone, your insurance, from the satellite instead of just contacting 911. So that is awesome. That's super helpful. I think that is a great step up. The U2 chip, I believe, was also introduced in this new update. So basically what it allows precision finding. So basically you can open up Find My and you can find any of your family members in the crowd. So that's awesome. That's really cool. There's a new phone feature where, so now whenever you pick up the phone on your iPhone 15 or 15 Pro, it will it's called noise isolation, and it'll basically mute everyone else in the crowd and it will just listen to your voice. So it's like noise cancellation, but they call it noise isolation, which is another Apple name. I believe that this model is still starting at 128 gigabytes for the iPhone 13 and 13 Plus. So yes, it will start at 128 gigabytes and you can upgrade it to 512 gigabytes. Let's just look at that pea green one again. Or pea yellow. It's like a beer. I don't know, but the colors are so unsaturated that I think they look interesting. The pink one sticks out to me. That's the one that sticks out to me. Anyway, let's move on to the iPhone 15 models. Alright, so Apple went crazy on the 15. It is 5-grade space titanium, so you're going to get that durable feeling, I guess. In Jerry Rig Everything's test, it wasn't so durable. The Pro Max model, literally, the back glass just took a nice hit and it shattered. People are actually thinking that the iPhone 15 Pro with the titanium is less durable than the aluminum frame. But time will tell. Apple will figure it out. Alright, so the A17 Pro. Basically, I'll just give you the rundown. It's basically a chip that has almost the same single core performance as the M1 MacBook Air, as the base M1 MacBook Air. It can run it can run literally console flagship games like God of War. I think they were running, I don't remember what they were running it in the, but it was running PlayStation titles in the event. It was running like God of War. I bet it's going to run Assassin's Creed. But anyway, so yeah, it has basically next-gen level performance to run your console-based games. So good for them. Yes, that titanium body. No more mute switch for the Pro models. The Pro models now have this thing called an action button, which was also featured on the Apple Watch Ultra, which I don't even think I'm going to talk about the Apple Watch Ultra because it wasn't really that big of an update. Neither was the Series 9, but the Series 9 is neat, so we'll talk about the Series 9. Anyway, the action button. The action button basically is your mute switch, but you can also program it to do other things, such as shortcuts. You can I think Marquez Brownlee said he's going to program his to activate Google Assistant, like to just open the Google Assistant app because Siri sucks, which I can get behind that. Let's look at the colors. All right, so we got white, we got midnight, which I really like the midnight, but also natural is really good. And we got the black or space gray, whatever they feel like calling it. I think they're calling it black titanium. Normal colors, I kind of am gonna miss the gold one, but honestly, the gold one is the natural titanium. So, good for that. Yes, more portrait mode, and also iPhone 15 Pro Max has the longest optical zoom in iPhone. So the theme of the event was far out, and this was something that I feel like they were going after, because you could see it says far out right there. Yes, 20% faster transfers. So yes, that USB-C functionality now, it adds faster transfer speeds for if you're shooting 4K ProRes and things like that. Again, the average consumer won't care about that. The average consumer doesn't even know what USB-C is, I feel like. They just get the port that comes in the box and they just say, screw it. Yes, so the action button, you can set it to different custom abilities, such as flashlight, camera, shortcuts. You can even just leave it as your normal mute switch. Stuff like that. So I like it. I'm going to miss the action button though, the mute switch though, because I like the mute switch. But obviously, it's not a pro feature, so it will probably show up in the 16s next year, the iPhone 16 models. So they were advertising 29 hours of maximum battery life and 23 hours of playback. So pretty good battery life, I'm going to say. The battery, honestly, for iOS 17 has been degrading a little bit faster, at least on my phone. So, yeah, Apple fixed that. Also, the A17 Pro has also been overclocking itself, so it's been moving faster than it's been doing things that it doesn't need to do, like in Instagram. Instagram, it had an issue, and some guy literally opened Instagram and just scrolled through Instagram. His phone got super hot. I think they were saying 100 degrees Fahrenheit, or 90 degrees at least. But anyway, it was he lost 5% just while sitting there. And it's apps like that just need to, I guess, update and make sure that their app isn't, I guess, taking all the power out of that phone. Yes, so this is 100% recycled aluminum, so not that 75%, I guess, because Apple doesn't think you're cool. Let's see what the base storage is. iPhone 15 Pro. The base storage is still 128 gigabytes, but the Pro Max model, you can get 256 gigabytes, because Apple wanted to do a little confusing stuff, and they wanted to make it to where the Pro Max model actually has a little bit of a better camera. I think they were saying 8 lenses in this 3-lens body. So yeah, I don't really know why they would do such a thing, but I guess that's why they call it Pro Max for some reason. I don't know. Let's talk about Apple Watch Series 9. Alright, the last one I want to point out today is the Apple Watch Series 9. I didn't want to do the Ultra because the Ultra is kind of minor updates. The Series 9 is also very minor too. I love this pink finish. This pink finish is actually really cool. I actually kind of want the pink finish because I'm like that. I like the pink one. I also really like the red one. The midnight one's pretty good. The Starlight, obviously I like the Starlight. Anyway, okay. So yes, here's one thing that they did change about the Ultra. It's the brightest display Apple's ever made. 3,000 nits on the Ultra. So there you go. Boom. That is what I'm going to say about the Ultra. Also, the iPhones do this thing called a handshake, where you can plug USB-C into another iPhone and it will charge it up, and they will handshake to see which iPhone has the greater value, and they can juice up whether or not which iPhone has the greater value. Okay, so yes, Apple Watch Ultra still has the same always on display. The S9 chip has actually been bumped in performance. They're still recommending 18 hours of battery life, and I think that's because the display, I think, goes up to 2,000 nits of brightness. Siri is now built on board to the device. So Siri is, you can ask it basic things like start a workout, or what is my like exercise ring, like stuff like that.
I can't help you with that.
Shut up, Siri. Yes, that was my Siri. She sometimes just won't shut up. Okay. Anyway, yes, so Siri is now built on board to the device. Siri will, you can ask it basic questions like, yeah, what's my exercise ring? Start a workout. Things like that don't require internet. Keyword, don't require internet. If you try to ask it, what's the weather today, and you don't have like internet or you're not near your phone or cellular, well, it's just going to be like, I can't do that for you right now. Yes, so there you go. So there's also more sensors for your physical body and health. Yes, so you can still make cellular calls. The Apple Watch Series 9 and Ultra also have the precision finding feature that was featured in the U2 chip. So yeah, that's super cool. It is 100% carbon neutral, so that is something that Apple really pointed out, is that they put a badge on every Apple product that is fully carbon neutral. They put a badge on it. So there's a badge now on the Series 9 because it's 100% carbon neutral. So good for Apple. Series 9 also has 64 gigabytes of memory, and I'm assuming that's because of the onboard Siri. So yeah, I guess you could say it's a good watch. It's kind of like, it's kind of the same thing as before. Apple also introduced, y'all please I just don't even want to talk about it. So Apple introduced USB-C AirPods, right? USB-C AirPods. But see, there's a special thing that Apple does, and they say that the USB-C AirPods is going to work better with the Apple Vision Pro or something like that, even though that they are the exact same thing as the AirPods Pro 2nd generation with Lightning. Like they are the exact same thing. But Apple is all about that difference and stuff like that, so they're going to give you USB-C AirPods that do stuff like that. So yeah, please just, I don't even know like what to say about that, but I mean, it's such an Apple thing to do that, to say, these AirPods are going to work better with the Apple Vision Pro because they have this special thing inside. There's like literally not a hardware difference, I don't think, besides that it's USB-C. So I mean, same battery life, same lanyard loop, same engraving, same everything. Anyway, now that I'm done raging about USB-C AirPods, I hope y'all have a good day. I really enjoyed doing this. It's been a little bit since I've been out in the wild with school and stuff like that, so it's been a little bit since I've done things like this. But I always really enjoy talking about this stuff. I have like a hard passion for technology and things like that. So yeah, I think that some of the stuff that Apple launched at the event was stupid, but some of the stuff was actually kind of good. So, I think the best product I would say that was launched at the event was the, honestly, I think it's the Apple Watch Series 9, because that thing has needed a chip upgrade for 3 years. The Series 9 has used the same S6, S7, S8 chip. They have all been rebranded to the same chip, and they had all the same performance things. So yeah, I think that was like the most like awesome thing at the event. But honestly, when will Apple upgrade these? When will Apple upgrade the AirPods Max? Because they are due for an update. My Lightning AirPods Pro 2 are better than these things. I bet they also sound better, because my sister had AirPods Max, and I obviously had to try them out. They're pretty good. They're pretty good. I didn't think they were worth it though. So yeah. Also, Apple is now not using leather anymore for their devices. They're now using this thing called fine woven for their iPhone cases. Let me know what y'all think about that. I've heard it's not really that durable. People have actually already like scratched their initials into it. That's how not durable it is. But yeah, anyway, this is an Apple update, you know. I think Apple might press release, or they might do an event in the coming seasons of November or maybe October. My birthday is coming up, so wish me a happy birthday in the comments, I guess. Anyway, go follow me on all my social links. I'll leave them in the description. Y'all have a blessed day, and thank you for watching. Peace.